Hey guys, it's Alysha from the Brent Brown Toyota CW30 Street Team. I am at X365 Fitness with personal trainer Ron Lindsey. So I've been working with Ron for a few months now, and he's been helping me transform my body and give me really healthy tips on, just how to live a better lifestyle. And so I want to share some of that wisdom with you guys. So tell me a little bit about kind of your background and why personal training?
I've been in the fitness industry for maybe about 5 years or so. I'm the COO and head trainer here at X365 Fitness, and it's something that I've really loved all my life as far as interest and passion and what's kind of gotten me through just through my life in general. Anything that I'm going through, it's health and fitness has always been there, and so it's really been a big part of what my life is. When we're talking about personal training, there are several aspects as to why it's important and why you want to work with a personal trainer or nutritionist. Goals need to be specific or are specific to the person, and there's no cookie cutter method to it. At least there shouldn't be a cookie cutter method. You should be treating people in that way. Yeah. And so when we're talking about the time that you're spending in the gym and making sure that we're maximizing the effort that you're putting in to obtaining that goal, it's very important to have the proper methodology and technique applied when it comes to workouts, when it comes to your nutrition, and having all that. And then, of course, the second part that's really, really important that is an added benefit to having a personal trainer is the accountability piece.
Yes, that has been huge for me. And there's been some moments that I've struggled, but I know that I have to come in here and let him know that I didn't follow what I was supposed to do, and I hate that. Right. So it helps me during the week be like, okay, I know I don't want to disappoint Ron when I come in on Thursday.
Yeah, and there's a big difference between motivation and discipline, and sometimes having that person there to kind of get you through when you're those times where you're not motivated. Yes. But keep you disciplined so that way you're keeping sight of your goal, you're staying focused, you're able to hit that timeline that you set for yourself, that we've set for you. Yeah. It's just a nice additional element that you get when working with someone.
Let's say I've been going, I've been doing awesome, and then I have a day where I'm like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to go to the gym, or I really want to eat that cake, or and then it's a few days down the line. What is something I can tell myself to really get back into that motivation?
Absolutely. That's actually a really good question, and it's actually deeper than I think what most people think. Understanding why you're setting that goal is extremely important. So one thing that I work through with a lot of my clients is having them understand what their why is and understanding the emotional connection that's brought them into the gym. And so whether that's, again, trying to drop weight and lose fat or put on muscle, there's an emotional connection to wanting to achieve that, and helping people figure that out is what's going to help them stay disciplined through those period of times where they want that extra cake, or where they want that piece of cake, or in some cases the extra piece of cake, or getting through the workout when they're tired after a long day's work, and the last thing they want to do is do some cardio or go lift weights, and so understanding why you're doing it and having that in your head during those times is the best way to overcome those. All
right, let's talk a little bit about personal training is great for form. So let's head over, find a good spot, and show us a little bit about why form is important.
Good. One of the biggest reasons why you want to hire a personal trainer or work with someone, especially when you're just getting started, is to make sure that you're maximizing the effort that you're putting into the gym.
Yeah, if you're doing something wrong, then it doesn't matter how many reps you do or how much weight you do. If it's wrong, you're not going to be building the muscle properly.
Exactly. So we're going to actually have you demonstrate the bench press for us, and I'll kind of talk us through it. So with the bench press, the first thing that you want to take note of is there needs to be 4 points of contact. The first point of contact on the bench is her head. So if you want to slide down just a little bit more, there you go. So if you notice, her head's touching the bench, and then her the upper part of the back also needs to be touching the bench. So Alysha, I want you to kind of picture like the upper part of your shoulder blades pinching like a pencil. Yeah, just like that. The third point that's going to be touching the bench is going to be her glutes. And so there's going to be a slight arch to the back right underneath here, just like that. And then, of course, your feet to the floor. So 4 points of contact when beginning the bench. When it comes to hand placement, it's perfect, just like that. She's coming down. Great. Go ahead and do another rep. Now she's coming down. Notice that she's focusing on almost trying to stretch the bar apart. What that's going to do is it's going to stretch the actual pectoral muscles that she's utilizing. And then as she comes up, she's focusing on bringing the bar back together, and that's going to contract the chest all the way.
So I've always been somebody who actually can lose weight fairly easily, but I've never been able to kind of keep it off, because I think I get to a point where I'm comfortable and I say like, okay, I look good. Like I can go back to just eating bad foods, and I'm tired. I don't need to work out. Like I already look great, right? And so one thing that we've really been working on is continuing that. And now it's time to take my body to like that next level.
Right.
I've never, since I was an athlete as a kid, I haven't been able to reach that point of like beyond just, okay, you look good.
Right.
So how are we going to do that?
So, well, first going back to the very first point, you were talking about before doing all this, where you're getting into fitness and then you hit a certain goal, then you go backwards. It's because now where the emphasis is so much more on like lifestyle changes, where it's actually changes you're making in your life, in what you're doing on your day to day, that's making that long-term impact, and so you'll never really go back to that. And then when
hopefully, no.
right,
never.
But there's also a big difference too, and this kind of segues into what we're going to do to take your body, take your physique to the aesthetic next level for your cruise. There's a big difference when it comes to maintenance, nutrition, and workouts, and dieting or changing your body. And stimulating change in the nutrition and workouts necessary to do that.
Right, and something I've really loved, so I've always been big on cardio, and that was sort of kind of where this whole thing started, and me meeting him is 1% Fitness said you need to lift weights. And I've noticed that even on, if I have a few bad days or something, I'm constantly getting stronger, and I'm noticing things like, like grab my shoulder and be like, wow, like that's a lot firmer than it used to be. And so adding in that weight training has really made a difference in my overall experience.
There are so many benefits to utilizing weight training principles and having that be part of your training, regardless of what the goal is, whether you're trying to build lean muscle or lose body fat. And it's kind of funny, people, they'll come in and they want to lose a specific number, whether it's 15 pounds, 30 pounds. It's very, very common. And, they just their goal is just to drop weight. When in actuality, you want to drop body fat. And the best way to drop body fat is to focus on changing body composition. And when we can tweak so what we do is we tweak the nutrition and we match the workouts to ensure that we're promoting lean muscle growth as well as fat loss. And like you mentioned, a big part of that is doing probably less cardio and putting more volume into the actual weight training, more time into the weight training. You actually burn calories beyond the actual workout itself, whereas with cardio, it's very much stationary, where the amount of calories that you actually burned on the treadmill or whatever you're doing for that session stays there, whereas with weight training, the calories continue burning throughout the day.
From day to day, I'm burning more calories than I was. And I'm not spending, like if you've been following this whole thing from the beginning, I've said it a million times, I'm not spending that much time in the gym.
Right.
And that's the biggest thing. Before, to lose weight, I would have to just go level 100, run in the morning, run at night, do something in the middle of the day. And now it's like, I lift for 20 minutes and then do a little bit of cardio, and I'm getting better results than I ever was doing cardio.
Absolutely. And again, it all comes back to lifestyle changes. You don't have to turn your life completely upside down. You don't have to dedicate 3 to 4 hours a day like some people think to get the physique that you want, or even just to get healthier.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about this facility, because this is where I've been training. It's amazing. We've just kind of shown you the upstairs so far. There's also a downstairs.
Yes.
And what I really love is there's always, a few people here, but it's never overly crowded, so you never get that feeling of like, oh, like I'm really self-conscious because there's 100 people here. So tell us a little bit about X365 and your association with it.
Sure. So X365 as a gym, we're a private facility. We really have tried to cultivate an environment that allows people to feel comfortable with becoming self-aware with themselves and being vulnerable with themselves and being able to just focus on their goals without the intimidation of the gym, especially where we get a lot of clients and a lot of members coming through our way where they don't want to go to a big commercial gym just because of that intimidation factor. X365 Fitness as a brand, so we talk a lot about lifestyle, and that's what X365 is. It's a health and fitness lifestyle brand where we specialize and we focus on complete personal training, meaning that we're all about obviously the nutrition, and we're experts in being able to put together personalized workout protocols for people regardless of the goal. But we also recognize that a big part of health and fitness comes down to the mental and emotional aspect. Earlier we talked about, understanding the why behind why you want to accomplish something and the emotion that's attached to that. We help people figure that out.
Perfect. All right, so I'm going to be working with Ron for the next couple months. So if you have any questions about getting started with X365, or if you just want me to ask a question to him so you can have your own fitness transformation, leave a comment below.
Perfect.
I've got a lot of work to do. So for now, I'll see you later.
Let's get to work.